Hi guys, it's Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf at Crondon Park Golf Club in Essex, and what we're talking about today is how we're going to fix our sequencing that's causing us to swing over the top. So a load of you golfers out there who are really struggling with this awful over the top move where you get up to the top of your backswing and the upper body is racing out. We're going to be able to target that today with one good little feel. It's very similar to a golfer, a very good golfer, Justin Rose feels in his downswing. Really good feel that really clears up your sequencing if you're a guy out there or a girl who really struggles with excessive upper body firing, swinging over the top, slicing the ball, pulling the ball. It's no fun. So before we get into that, please make sure you subscribe. It's really important that you subscribe so you're up to date with everything I put out. So what we're going to do here, we're going to target one of the main causes for over the top. So again, we can do drills to really focus on, our path-wise, blocking and out to wind path and all that, which will help tremendously. But if we don't understand why we are swinging over the top, for a lot of you golfers out there, we're really going to always be running in circles almost. We're going to be fixing a little bit of the problem, but we're not really going to understand why we have. And understanding is a massive thing in golf when it comes to our problems in our golf swing. If we can understand our fault in our golf swing, we have a really good idea of what we'll be doing and what we can do on days where it goes off as well. So it's very important. So if we go for a golfer out there who has your classic out of sequence over the top move. So what I'm meaning by that, I'm meaning when you're getting up to the top of your backswing, our sequencing is off by having that upper body move too much first, firing too hard, opening up too quick. Now, when that does happen, what we're going to see when that upper body fires and opens up too fast, that club immediately shoots out onto the outside. Because when we rotate in a downswing, something happens to our hands, which is a normal thing. Our hands get pushed outwards with rotation. With rotation in that downswing, our hands will always get pushed outwards. So if we have excessive upper body rotation to start off the downswing, of course, our hands are going to shoot way too far outwards, especially if it's too much too soon. And that will just give you that over the top effect where you will really be rotating too hard. You can see how much that club's been thrown out over the top is what's going to happen. So what we can do, there's one way of targeting it, which I don't particularly like, which is you can get up to the top of your backswing and really try and fire your lower body even faster to really get it all sequenced back up. But what that's normally going to do to golfers who struggle with an overactive upper body, that's going to get their upper body moving as fast as well. So you're going to get both of them moving really fast, but your upper body's still going to be out racing. We've never found any success of golfers who have really just fixed this problem by thinking of their lower body moving faster. We've almost got to target the upper body because the upper body is the cause. Most of these golfers do have decent rotation in the downswing with their lower body. That's happening in decent timing. It's just their body's moving too fast. So, golfer that you may all know, Justin Rose, he has a really good thought, and you can see him a little bit in his practice swings do this as well. He'll be getting up to the top of his backswing, and he'll be making sure he's keeping his chest or his buttons on his shirt pointing behind him for as long as possible when he's doing some downswing. So he will normally do moves here where he's doing this move and feel like his hands are dropping straight down. Hand bit is less important for this, it's more the body movement, because he's trying to get his buttons of his shirt pointing behind him for as long as possible. What that's going to do, that's of course going to calm down excessive amount of upper body rotation from transition. Because if we're keeping that upper body more pointing backwards, of course then, whilst we're rotating the rest of our body like we normally do, that club is going to naturally fall on a little bit more neutral of a path. Now, if you're someone who really extremes the upper body throwing, it's going to get you more neutral, to where someone like myself, it's going to get me far too into out. But we want to rein back that path a little bit. Probably won't be hitting draws for it, but we'll be hitting much straighter shots and get it more in timing. We want that sequencing be there because we want our lower body first, then we want our torso, then we want our arms, hands, club. We don't want it the opposite way around, and this drill or this feel is the best one for really targeting this properly. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit a couple balls, and hitting these couple balls, I'm going to get up to the top of my backswing and I'm going to feel like in the downswing my buttons are pointed away from me as long as I can. I'm going to extreme it so much to where I feel like my buttons are still pointing behind me even as I'm at impact. I want to extreme it that much to start off with, because we've got to extreme it as much as we can if this is a big problem for us. Otherwise our body is not going to want to change, it's not going to want to do a thing different. So I'm going to feel like buttons pointing behind me for as long as I possibly can, even at impact, to reroute this type of problem. So let's try one here. See, look, as we can see there, little draw down there. So if we really focus on this, keeping those buttons behind us for as long as possible, you can see how it's, especially for me, it creates the other pattern. It really creates that draw shot going down there. So even for me, who has a fairly neutral-ish pattern, sometimes into it, if it makes me extra joy, where you can tell the effect that sequencing, proper sequencing has on path. We really want that path to be really cleaned up. You can see if we aren't over the top, what it's going to do, it's going to get us a lot more neutral, and over more practice we might hit a draw. Is hitting a draw really what you want? Not particularly, we just want that shape being in. So another one here where I'm getting up to the top of the backswing and I'm feeling like my chest, my buttons on my shirt are pointing behind me for as long as humanly possible as I'm getting into the ball. That's going to calm down my sequencing, it's going to calm down my overactive upper body. So again, really nice little drawy shot there. So what we can really see, it's a very simple type of feeling, but it's going to be way more effective to really targeting this sequencing issue, because if we're a golfer that really struggles with extra upper body really moving at it, this is going to be the best way for you to target it. Then we can have, let's say, like in my other over the top video, an alignment stick out of the basket and shoving it through there. But now we know the actual root cause of the problem is this sequencing. Again, on that other video, sequencing, there's another good drill without a ball there, which would be brilliant to practice as well. But this is good for a thought that you can take out on the golf course with you. Having that chest pointing backwards, because our lower body's working great, we just need that chest to behave and slow down. So we go one more to end on, where we're going to get buttons pointing behind me for as long as possible. Nice little drawy one down there. So buttons pointing behind me. Okay, even a little bit thin, but it's drawing down there nicely. So that's what we need to go do, guys. Feel like your Justin Rose really working on this bit with the buttons, getting them pointed behind you for as long as possible in the downswing. Then we'll get that upper body quieting. We don't like it with that lower body. We've got to make sure that lower body's still doing it. I don't want that lower body to be moving too fast as kind of like a way to battle this. I want the lower bodies to quiet, because for a lot of you over the top guys and girls out there, the lower body is working fine. We just need the upper body to behave. So guys, if you like that video, please like, please subscribe and press that bell button to be notified every time I make a video. So really, again, this is another thing like we're all doing this week is root causes. We're doing a lot of root causes this week. And really, root causes is so important to know why you're doing what you're doing. So then when you practice, you can make the best kind of improvement in a short space of time. We want that practice to be there with good intention and good drills with it as well. So once you've got this down here, that intention's there, we've got the drills from other videos as well that we can really dive into. It's a great one to think out from the golf course as well. So guys, really get practicing this, fix that over the top for good. We don't want to see you swinging over the top again. Have a good one there, really get that practice in, and you'll be fixing that over the top in no time.